We have Metroid Dread being done by Ednolium. Unfortunately, Jay was no longer able to make it, so Ednolium is going to take their place. Take it away, Ednolium.
Sorry, I was searching for my mic unmute button there. Hello, everyone. I am Ednolium. I am joined by Manager doing commentary. I am vaguely familiar with this route. I can do it. I've done it before. But Manny's going to be doing a lot of heavy lifting on the commentary here. There's a lot of stuff going on in this route. So I think I'm going to do the countdown and then leave it to Manny to explain the route and a little bit of stuff like that. So if you're all set, Manny?
Yep, I'm all set. I'm Manager. I am the sole commentator for this run. I've run with 16% myself for a while, so I am pretty familiar with the route, so I'll be guiding things along.
Alrighty. And we'll be getting going in 3, 2, 1, go. So one of the things I do want to talk about a little bit while the load screen's happening is that Dread, it's really movement heavy. There's a lot of small movement optimizations that happen over the course of the run, most of which have the goal of keeping Samus on the ground. It's basically the most important thing you can do because Samus moves a lot faster on the ground than she does in the air. So you're going to see a lot of slides off of ledges, melees to skip ledges, things like that, just to get... Oop, got claded. To get Samus on the ground as much as possible.
Yep, so the beginning of Mercury Simpson plays like a very standard glitches run. You have to go through Altaria, Catalyst, the whole motions, talking to Adam, which is always unskippable.
There was some tech discovered recently that does not apply to glitchless, but that you can get Adam skip done in Altaria, actually, and it saves you a couple Adam rooms. It's pretty neat.
It is neat. It happens in like 2-3 minutes in, and it was only discovered like less than a week ago, so still freshly new, and people are finding different setups, but that does not apply to this run.
Nope, doesn't work in glitchless, unfortunately. Alright, so now we have to go see the broken Emmy. If you watched the opening cutscene, you'll have seen Ravenbeak do some damage to the Emmy there. So Samus gets to fight it pretty easily. You get the Omega Cannon, you shoot it in the face, that's about it.
Yep. Yeah, normally if it's not in glitchless, a broken enemy will be skipped since broken enemy does not give Samus anything useful. But it is in glitchless, you can skip it, and it's a boss, so you just kind of kill it.
It's free time loss.
free time loss. Oh, wait, roughly 50 seconds in all. Alright, well now with broken enemy down, it's gonna go over and pay a visit to another enemy shortly.
Ooh, not enough shots.
Yep. And unlike broken enemy, this enemy does give something useful, so we have to go through the whole motions of avoiding it and then eventually killing it later.
So we talked about, keeping Samus on the ground. One of the other things that you do to keep Samus on the ground is you have to do little ledge hops. So when it's when there's only one tile, you can do a buffered ledge hop, and you can get up the ledge very, very quickly. When there is more than one tile, you'll get a buffered wall jump. So you have to make sure that you're timing your B press on the ledge correctly. Like right there. It's pretty difficult because if you do a buffered hop, you'll just wall jump, and nobody wants that.
Yeah, during the run there will be a lot of 2 tile, 3 tile ledges where you cannot buffer the ledge hop, which can be a little bit unintuitive because normally you want to just buffer the B press, but if you do that, then Samus will just kick over and just waste a lot of time. Just the nature of the beast is all.
So this is going to be our first encounter with the Emmy here. I'm going to take a little bit of a safety path here.
Yep.
So I don't have to worry about which way the Emmy decides to go.
And right in the next room here, Ed can destroy the blob, or...
Do I have to?
It is not required, but it will make Frozen Altaria a lot easier.
Oh, true. You're right, I forgot.
Yep.
Can you all tell that I don't play this category that much. It's been
Yeah,
a while.
we almost always completely ignore the
Ooh.
blob in pretty much
Ooh.
all main categories because we do not come back to that room ever. So, but in
This
this run
category
we
does.
do. So it is a nice shortcut later when Samus can morph around.
And there is a way to get that missile tank up there and kind of skip this little water section here, but it's 3 frame perfect inputs or a home buffer, and I don't really feel like doing the home buffer because I haven't learned it yet, and I'm very
Yeah,
bad at the frame perfect version. It's very hard.
yeah. To clarify, we also recently discovered a home buffer exploit where basically if you switch to the home menu right before Samus does a coyote jump, Samus gets pushed half a tile forward, which basically gives Samus enough room to clear the slope that would normally push Samus down and clear that ledge and save about 15 seconds.
Jay can do it. They're better than me.
Well, they say practice does make perfect, but it is a very new discovery.
It's new, and I haven't practiced it at all, and I feel bad for skipping it.
Yeah, but otherwise this plays as normally. Get charge beam, and then you kind of run around Altaria with charge beam and open up some new charge doors and go through a very familiar path
So you're
from the
going to
very
see my
beginning of the game.
charges charging up real fast off of these melees. Manny, do you want to explain quick charges?
Yep. So normally it takes a bit to charge beam, and obviously it's slow, especially if you want to do repeat charge beams. But there are 2 ways for Samus to immediately finish the charge animation and just shoot. So either when Samus is doing a quick turnaround in the ground, or if she somersaults, you can basically just skip the long animation time to storing charge and just simply quick charge. Basically, you can just fire charge in like a split second, and you can keep chaining the charge beams over and over again, which is really optimal against certain bosses.
Well, not charge beam on its own, right?
Well, no, not on its own. Yeah, so the add-on to that, the actual optimal way to deal with bosses is what we call Charlie. It's a charge and missile combo where basically... Oh, no.
I got the cool spawn.
Yeah, White Enemy, going back to the White Enemy zone, there was a chance that White Enemy would just be in your way, and there was ways to go around the enemy for most of the spawns, but getting caught there is very unfortunate.
Especially because it kicks you back all the way back here. You have to do 2 cutscene skips, open the charge beam door, climb all the way back up. Be nice, Emmy.
Looks like you got a good spawn this time.
Yeah, it's not there.
Not out of your way. That's the ideal time. That's the ideal spawn, but with Emmy spawns, we don't always get what we want, unfortunately.
Sometimes you get unlucky.
Yep. But continue on what I said before. With a charge and missile combo, firing a quick charge shot followed by a missile afterwards, you do the most damage to bosses when you have optimal beam DPS. So that is generally recommended to save the most time. Right, so right here, Ed is just gonna go through a small specific section to activate a thermal pad, which simply just redirects magma to different parts of the area, which opens up some certain doors, as you'll see.
Shoutouts to Jaffe Room Carter. Yeah, buddy.
Ah,
We'll see it another time.
Class. Oh yeah.
We'll see it again.
Don't worry about that.
Right now.
Yeah, exactly. There's some pretty clean movement here. You can slide through and pick up that missile at the below, but it is slightly faster if you just kind of hop to the top part of that room and just simply clear the bugs and do a dash melee and save a bit of time.
Simply move perfectly and kill all the enemies. Easy.
Easy. Just do it.
Simply do the thing. That was too many melees. I messed up. That's alright.
Yep, as you can see the magma tubes in the background that kind of links to all of those thermal doors that open the way that you normally can't go through earlier. Alright, well, you're gonna be seeing a lot of these central unit fights. Basically, each enemy is protected by a central unit, and killing the central unit gives Samus the Omega Stream and Cannon, which is needed to destroy the enemy's faceplate and then kill enemy altogether.
And this one's got a super fun kill that you can do sometimes if you're good enough. It's called Plant Kill. where you get to the ledge and you plant Samus's feet and you kill the Emmy. We'll see if I'm able to do it. That should be planned.
Yep.
I'm going for it. Yeah.
Go big or go home. That was a very clean plant kill. Getting plant kill requires a lot of precision, quick ledge hops right to the ledge where Emmy starts crawling towards and immediately starts shooting.
Yeah, honestly, one of the reasons that plant kill is so hard is because there is a 2-tile ledge. There are two 2-tile ledges on your way, and you have to not...
Right, you want to go fast, but you can't go too fast and buffer those 2-tile ledges, you know?
If you get a buffered wall jump, it's all over. You got to jump over and stuff.
Yep, you gotta change your you have to change your strategy on the spot to kill by enemies. Ironically, for one of the very first enemies with no special power-ups, it is one of the more difficult kills compared to the later. It's
definitely one of the harder speedrun kills for sure.
Alright, well, now we're done with the Emmy zone for right now. So now Ed's gonna go over and pay a little beast a visit.
A spooky beastie.
Yes.
One of many spooky beasties in this game.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't aim.
So phase 1 is pretty simple, just 12 missiles to the head and then immediately phase transition. There is possible to do something called a headlock, where if you attack, you phase transition Corpius when Corpius is doing the spitting animation, Corpius' head gets locked down to the ground in phase 2. There's no RNG with where Corpius moves his head around, so you can just simply keep shooting down towards the ground and you're just guaranteed to land hits, but you know, that's not always guaranteed to happen. Corpius is very finicky and random in how he attacks, but no matter what, Ed got a pretty clean kill and now has Phantom Cloak.
You're being kind. You're being kind. I missed a lot of shots. Had to phase transition him. It was
more or less. Throwing you a bone here.
More or less, yeah.
Alright, and now with Cloak, that is the last tool needed to get out of Altaria. So Ed is going to do just that and just kind of meander his way through a few Cloak doors. There's a bit of optimization where normally you have to like walk through with Cloak, and Cloak, you move really slowly, but you can do a Cloak slide right as you activate Cloak, so you save a bit of time versus having to walk through. So right here, Ed's going to do a setup called the Elevator D-Boost, which basically take advantage of those flying enemies' manipulations and...
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh.
Come on. Come on, buddy. Be nice. Come on, buddy. Go over there. Hey.
Look. Yeah, so if with following the consistent setup, you're guaranteed to make it through the ledge. But sometimes if the timing is a little bit off, you can just have to readjust and hopefully get one of those apply enemies just to push you, to shove you right where it needs to be. It can be finicky, and generally people want to try to get the setup perfectly, but at least there are many different backups if you leave at least one ply alive.
Yeah, it's as Hobbit said in chat, it's a certified elevator deboost moment. It's just, it's a thing.
It gets the best of us. No one is susceptible to this.
No one's immune.
No one is immune to it. Right?
No one is immune. All right. So Cataris is one of the hardest areas in the game because it's very trick dense. There's a lot of stuff going on in Cataris. There's a damage boost coming up like in literally 2 rooms. There's Atom Skip. There's a lot of difficult movement. You deal with the Emmy a bunch of times. There's a lot of stuff going on here.
Yeah, pretty much the training wheels go off in Cataris. Cataris is a pretty more unforgiving place, especially to new players. So you just kind of have to get used to the difficulty and just kind of walk your way and play it safe.
The better at the game you get, the harder Cataris gets.
This is true. When you realize all the little optimization that you can do, the skips, the exploits, and speaking of what Ed mentioned, we're going to be doing a skip called Atom Skip. So you probably know is talking to Adam takes time. Samus has to go to the console, interface with Adam, mash through a bunch of dialogue boxes, and then leave. But that Adam room that Ed just talked to earlier is the last time you'll ever have to talk to Adam, because there's a skip coming up that should basically allow Samus to run through future Atom rooms and not have to talk to them and save a lot of time over the course of the run. And right here is a very short, speaking of some small difficult stuff you have to do, you can save around 3 seconds by going through the Hell run, through the heated room pretty well. You just gotta do the correct movement, shoot the blobs.
Yay, the Emmy was nice.
Oh yeah, and speaking of, we're in the new green Emmy zone. There was a potential chance, we call it a 1 in 500 chance that the green Emmy just appears right in front of the door. And unfortunately, there was no quick way to go about it. You just have to wait for green Emmy to get out of the way. But thankfully, Ed did not get it here.
Yep, it's a really unfortunate spawn. You literally just have to wait. You just have to sit and wait.
Yep. Some small optimization here by basically just spin falling cleanly through the previous room. You can just beat the Emmy before the green Emmy comes up to the ledge and spots you. Always consistent.
Shooting that button's harder than it looks.
Yep. Yeah. In glitch categories, you can just it is possible, at least for that one, to do a pseudo shot from the other side. So
yeah, if you saw I shot that charge door, that's normally where you'd go in like NMG, because you do a pseudo through the pseudo wave beam through the ceiling to shoot the button, but that's cheating.
Yeah, not in our glitchless categories. No
glitches in this house, not today.
All right, and now we're coming up to Atom Skip.
Good old
to kind of
Adam
give a little bit of context, basically with some precise buffered wall jumps, a melee in midair and a respin. Samus will get enough height to make it to the magnet. It is, I think it is. Ooh, congrats! That was like what, third try. Third try. That's really good. Yeah, this is what basically allows you to skip an Atom that normally you have to like go through in the intended route. But now since Ed skipped that, he saves about a minute simply skipping through the intended route, and also now he will no longer have to pay Atom a visit.
Yeah, you save like a minute and a little bit from just a big loop in Cataris that you would have to do to get to this button. And then over the course of the run, the amount of Atom rooms that you skip adds up to about like another minute or so. Like it ends up being like what, like 3 minutes or so in most categories?
In this category and many others, roughly over 3 minutes of time saved.
It's a lot of time saved. So when you're learning it, don't get discouraged if it takes you like 20 tries to get through, because even if it takes you 20 tries, you still probably saved like 2 minutes.
Yeah, it is definitely a trick that is worth practicing as a runner. For me, it took roughly 2 months to get the hang of, but once I got it, I saw the time I saved, and it's like it's worth it.
Yeah, it's hard, but it's worth. And there's a lot of great guides as well.
Yep. And small little technique Ed did there, called just simply bicycle kicking down to the ground over there. So it's an Ednolium specific strat. It's a
certified Ed classic. Nobody else really does it. It's not necessarily faster. I just like it.
It looks really cool.
It's faster in my heart. Alright, now we're through Cataris. The last room is a little annoying because there's a lot of 2-tile.
Yep, so you just kind of gotta take your time through, clear through these enemies, just some quick missile stuff. And that's it. That's all of Cataris for the time being. It's gonna visit the next area, Dyrant, for a new power-up.
I do love me some spacer lasers.
Sure is.
And on load screens, a lot of time for donations and stuff like that, if there are any, just for the record, throw that out there.
Yep.
We do not have any new donations right this moment, but for anybody that is interested in helping us support Child's Play, you can donate through the link that is provided in chat below. Yeah, it's for a great cause, so obviously all donations are appreciated. We also still have some incentives that are coming up. For example, the most incentive we have coming up in 10 hours is the Mega Man 2 randomizer using a secret character.
Ooh.
Chrissy was telling me that he's really looking forward to that one, so we got to try and meet that one, guys. We're at $50 for that right now.
That sounds really cool.
That sounds indeed impressive.
It's all mysterious.
Very mysterious.
So yeah, so for the first pass through Diron, it is also another very difficult area with a lot of enemies doing a lot of damage, and there's a lot of movement optimizations that really tests your general skills as a speedrunner. As you see here, Ed just kind of effortlessly weaves through the dark room areas and just just goes fast.
You just gotta go fast. It's what you do.
And it is definitely a little bit spooky as a casual playthrough, but like over time you just kind of realize that there's always consistent ways to move about it efficiently.
There's
small little optimization there where you basically just do a dash melee on that green bat to shove it away so Samus doesn't have to deal with it.
Got a little Diron load there.
Yeah, there was often in Diron and sometimes a few other areas it is possible to, as you screen transition, it just takes a lot longer to load the next room.
That's what I got for going the wrong way.
That was an unfortunate scam. It is possible if you somersault at the correct time, that green bat will just damage boost Samus across two ledges and just saves a bit of time there.
Yeah, I jumped at the wrong time, for sure.
Yeah. It is still a consistent trick, just needs a bit, the timing has to be just a little bit precise.
What?
We got scammed.
Scammed by the wide beam block.
Yeah, in the community we always have an issue with the wide beam block simply because it is very finicky. You need to pay attention to Samus's running cycle because of how her arm cannon moves. Sometimes even if you seem like you planted a charged wide shot, though, that wide beam block will just not move.
Yeah, it's the wide beam block is really, really picky about the vertical position of Samus's shots. If you are fully neutral, it will work. But the thing is, Mercury Steam were so good about designing Samus's arm cannon that like if you watch while I run, you can see the shots kind of bouncing with Samus's arm cannon. If you're in the wrong part of her run cycle, you will not hit wide beam blocks.
Yeah. It's a very realistic take since Samus is moving naturally, her arm cannon will be bobbing up and down and all that, but that, for us, it is very inconvenient at times.
Charlie time.
Yep, and now you get to see the Charlie charge missile combo working pretty well. All it takes is, I believe, is seven of them, and there you go. Normally you can just spam missiles, but it is slower than Charlie's. Alright, well, in contrast to the white Emmy kill, this kill is actually pretty straightforward, although depending on if Ed wants to do a specific setup. Yeah, this is a pretty well-known strat, which is, it'll put Samus's a little bit lower, but...
What? Wow, I can't believe that happened. I am very sorry for that, team. I got like vacuumed into the Emmy's back. I'm just gonna do the regular strat now. Sorry.
Yeah. So that specific strat is very precise. In contrast to this strategy here, which is the more commonly used strat because it is very safe, very consistent. You can miss a few shots and you still have enough room.
Figured I would go for it.
Yeah, might as well show it. But yeah, that other setup does require a little bit of precision. Ed didn't want the Emmy to crawl back up the wall and then back down. He wants Emmy to be in place so he can start shooting at it immediately.
Yeah, because normally what happens is like you want to melee across the ledge in a specific position, and then you end up landing directly next to it, and you can start shooting at its faceplate, and then you do a quick little hop over it, and then you kill it. And it starts you a little bit lower, which saves you a little bit of time on this split.
Yeah. Just a considerably more difficult than just simply planting at the very beginning of the room.
I remembered.
Yep, and that blob, normally we completely ignore that blob because we don't go back the way we came from, but this is no ordinary glitches category. This is Mercury Steam Percent. So I forgot to explain this a little bit earlier, but Mercury Steam Percent is a glitches category where the player does almost all developer intended sequence breaks, even those that will be considered slow in other main categories that they will be skipped. But in this category, we're gonna be doing all of the dev intended sequence breaks except for one. It is possible to after getting barrier, you can take orange teleporter in Catalyst to go to Gavin early and pick up something what we call post radar, which basically just allows you to detect all hidden blocks in an area, but it's not a very fun sequence break, and we completely ignore post radar because it's completely optional. We already know where all the hidden blocks are, so
I was gonna say we're speedrunners. We already know where the blocks are.
yep, we just as a community we just opted to say, you know what, we can make that an exception to this category. We don't need to get post radar.
Because it's just not fun to go get it.
Nope. Speaking of fun, here we're at our very last thermal pad.
What? Okay, that was weird.
The charge reader. So Sam is just gonna plug her arm cannon. No big deal. Nothing bad's gonna happen, right? It's just a thermal pad. It's gonna redirect magma. Oh, I mean the rooms are a little bit collapsing, heat's rising, but you know, no big deal. Samus is not liable for any damages in CDR.
Well, that's good considering her insurance rates must be through the roof.
Oh, well, that's why she doesn't want to talk about it. But yeah, no issues there. Pretty good, clean movement through there, and as a reward, Sam is going to update her wardrobe a little bit to look a little bit more orange.
Festive for being in October and everything, you know.
A bit of a barrier too, I'd say.
A little bit of a barrier. It's good. You need a barrier for all the heat.
Exactly. Now, because of Samus's unintended antics, you know, these rooms are all heated up, but you know, Samus's orange closes, you know, it's really paying dividends here. Yep, some small optimizations there. If you can build up horizontal momentum by sliding off a ledge and spin falling the opposite direction, so Samus can avoid hitting that small slope there. And yeah, now Artaria's done, and this is where things start getting very interesting. So normally
backtrack.
So normally in Catalyst, with various, you can just go and fight battle Kraid in the bottom of Catalyst. But
the evil green time waster himself.
But as you see, we're doing almost all Dev Intense sequence breaks, and it is possible to get a whole series of major power-ups before Kraid. So we're gonna collect all of them before we even pay our evil green time waster a friendly visit.
We are. It's true. We're pretty cool like that.
Yep. Specifically, we're getting three power-ups. We're getting grapple beam, bombs,
go this way, right?
and go this way.
And then up.
And up. Yep. Gonna go back to the ADM skip room for a brief moment. But we don't want to spend too much time in Catalyst because none of the power-ups we need to get are in Catalyst. They are in a few other different areas. The first one being Diamond, so we'll go do that.
Look at me remembering routing.
Yeah. This is just very similar to another category extension called Belly Percent, where you simply just get bombs first and kill Kraid with it. This is very similar routing.
We have to do an extra item.
Yep. In Belly Percent, we ignore grapple beam because that's not required, but in this category it is. So we're gonna pick up grapple first using a very commonly known dev intent sequence break called early grapple. But in main categories we do early grapple after Kraid because it is very slow just to go to Dire and just to pick up grapple and bombs and then leave back the way you came from.
Yeah, that's kind of the big bummer about the dev intended sequence breaks. Like they're very cool, like casually, but they're very slow in terms of like a speed run. So we don't do them. I go just down, right?
Yep, just keep going down the same way you for the most part, and then you have to drop down to the heated
Yeah.
room. Yeah, one of the main culprits of a lot of these sequence breaks being slow is because there's a lot of area load transitions, and each transition takes roughly over close to like 20 seconds per load, and that just adds up to too much time loss. Down here, so we're gonna do a very popular Dev 10 sequence race called early grapple here. You simply slide Coyote, and Samus can just simply do a hop midair, and then one more Coyote here, and that's pretty much all there is to it.
Yeah, so a coyote jump, we didn't explain that, I'm realizing. Coyote jump is when, so if you've seen like Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote, you know how Wile E. Coyote, like, he'll run off of a cliff going after the Roadrunner, and then, like, it'll take a sec for him to realize that he's not on the ground anymore, so then he falls. It's kind of like that, where Samus slides off of a ledge, and then she can use the quote-unquote coyote time to jump from midair. That's all over the place in Dread, but it is most notable in early grapple for sure.
Yeah, because early on here you don't have any jump upgrades, no flash shift, or anything, so you kind of have Coyote jump is mandatory to get through that area.
One of the other things you'll see is like on long drops like that, you'll see me go into morph ball form. The reason for that is because Samus's terminal velocity is reached faster when in morph ball.
Yep.
So
there's a lot of times where you have to you gotta figure out if you want to morph down or you want to spin fall down, because spin falling, even though you drop a lot slower, you can move. You have more horizontal momentum versus if you're just in morph. So you gotta figure out which situation applies to how fast you want to be.
Right. So now that we have grapple beam, we're gonna be heading back to get bombs.
Yep, and as our favorite, more load transitions, and we have a bit of time right now for a one donation read, if there was any.
Unfortunately, we do not have any new donations. So again, anyone that is interested in donating, you can find the link to do so in the chat right now. We are raising money for Child's Play charity, and we still have some incentives that need to be met. So if you're going to donate, make sure you put your donation towards one of those incentives.
Yeah, it's a great cause.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Highly recommend donating.
Yeah. Donate if you can.
I gotta pull this, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you could always do it later, but it doesn't matter that much. But probably earlier is better. Yep. Now going back the way we came from an early grapple, it is possible to do like a very morph spin fall just to clear that ledge. Pretty nice movement there. Alright, well, we're coming up to our next Emmy. We already saw the yellow Emmy a little bit earlier after Samus got wide beam, but here, with yellow Emmy is a little bit more of a nuisance. But with some quick, with optimal quick grapple rise, it is possible to avoid that bad spawn that Ed got by simply cloak sliding and just keep moving, versus having to wait for yellow Emmy to go away. Alright, and Samus just gonna do a quick movement here. You see this, even though we already activated one generator, this room's still dark, so we need a second generator to activate. So this will turn the lights on for the whole area. The only consequence is that the room behind Samus is now pretty chilly, and Samus does not have the gravity suit right now to handle with the cold. But it's not like Samus has to have to worry about doing any cold hell runs. That would never happen.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Yeah. And so now here's our second power before crate, and that is bomb.
And now we have to go back to fight Great.
Actually, no, not yet. You're missing one. You're missing another important power, flash shift.
Oh, that's right. I do have to go get flash shift.
That is pretty crucial. That means going to a new area again. This time, Garenia, to pick up flash shift. Then we'll do a very fun backtrack, as you all will see later on after that.
I like it. I think it's neat. It's hard, but it's neat.
It is very interesting, and one of the main reasons why I love this category. It's just the routing is just all over the place.
Let's go golfing.
All right. Any golfing fans here? Ed's gonna just try to do for hole in one here. Oh, missed it. it is possible with the correct fall and the horizontal momentum that you can simply weave through that tunnel without dropping into the water. We call that hole-in-one. And in this run, we'll be going through that room a total of 3 times. So Ed has 2 more chances to become the golfer inside him.
I can become the Jack Nicklaus of ZDR.
Exactly. We'll do a nice slow golf clap when that happens.
It's got to be a golf clap, right? Because we're golfing.
Exactly.
All right, so Berenia, backdoor flash coming up. It's a fun little trick where you can trick a motion sensor shutter into thinking that you're not there.
Yeah.
It's very cool. It's a little difficult, but definitely something that you can try at home.
Indeed. In technicality, it is possible to beat this game without flash shift.
True.
It is very difficult, but it is possible. Flash shift is not a mandatory power-up in this game.
Shout out minimum items.
I know a few of my speedrunner friends who do really appreciate min items. So shout out to them.
It's a very cool category. It's a very difficult category.
It is very difficult. You're not used to not picking up the usual major power-ups, and thus makes it a little bit more difficult to go through. But that's not this category, thankfully.
Nope, I get to have flash shift. I like flash shift a lot. It's good.
Flash shift is good. Flash shift makes you go fast. Fast good. Alright, Ed is coming up to the aforementioned backdoor flash. Basically, the well-timed series of bomb jumps that will just simply trick the shutter to open up just like that, and
just let me
Ed got first try. That's all it takes.
So backdoor flash is actually kind of hard. It's something that you can easily like unlearn because the timing is really particular. You have to be a certain distance above the shutter, and you can't be too close to it for too long. Otherwise, it like gets upset with you.
Yeah, pretty much you just got practice the whole rhythmic feel and basically have Samus bounce high enough from the shutter, and then after like, I don't know, like maybe 6 or 7 bomb jumps, the shutter will automatically open. Ed knew exactly when the shutter would open due to, you know, how long he was in the air. Yep, so normally if we would have the fusion beam, we can just simply shoot the blob from the other side of that wall. But without the fusion early, you had to kind of have to shoot it face up.
Alright, buddy.
You gonna go for it?
Oh, I got gravity ball.
Oh no!
Come here. There we go.
That is what we like to call C boost, named after a very beloved runner in this community named Charlotte Arania. Basically, you just do an underwater damage boost, and that will allow you to clear that ledge. Okay, here's where the fun backtrack begins. Normally, we simply destroy that blob, the previous blob, with diffusion and get to the lower tramp diamond to kill yellow enemy. But we're not gonna do that. Instead, we're gonna have a couple of fun low transitions all the way back from Verania to Dyron, and then Dyron to Catalyst, and then kill Kraid with everything.
And we also have to deal with the speed Emmy on the way back from Berenia. And normally, when you come back this way, the next time, actually, do you even come back this way? The speed Emmy is dealt with by that point, but it's not.
Yeah,
it still exists, so we have to.
It still exists. Oh, yeah. Yep. So this is what we famously like to call the backtrack yellow experience. So the upcoming Emmy zone route is very obnoxious just because of where yellow Emmy can spawn. There are 2 possible ways that yellow Emmy will spawn, and hopefully we got the bad one. The ideal spawn would be in the first room, so you can simply just run under it.
Oh no!
But oh no! Yeah, see, this is the problem with this spawn, is just that sometimes you just get in the way. Unfortunate.
All right.
Yeah.
You,
so
yellow Emmy?
Yeah, we're hoping we
get
get yellow spawn in the first room here, and you did, and still the bad spawn again. Unfortunate. So with this spawn, you pretty much forced to cloak, and then kind of like slowly grapple your way through, because yellow Emmy is always in the way.
Emmy, why are you like this? The Emmy's just being rude to me, and I really don't appreciate it.
This is a pain point in this category.
It
is very bad to deal with that. Oh, you got the good spawn, looks like. So simply all you can do is just simply flash through there.
You just get to leave when you get that spawn.
Yep,
It's great.
that is the ideal spawn. It's a little bit scary for us. All you have to do is simply ride the tunnel below the yellow enemy and just flash shift away, and you'll always outspeed it. Kind of wish we gain a foot. You always hope to get a first try, but you know you don't always get that. Yep. All right. So now we got to the worst of it. All subsequent yellow enemy spawns are not as much of a problem as that one. Oh, so now we want to get back to Catalyst as early as possible. It actually is a little bit faster if you take the early grapple route. But
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. I was muscle memorying the wrong way.
yeah, so normally this is what you do in belly percent after getting bombed. Since we skip grapple, we can't go through this way. But here it is a lot faster since we just weave through there.
Because you have flash shift.
Exactly. And that grapple block the Ed pole, very convenient. So now you can just ride the bomb cannon all the way close to the beginning of the island.
I even remembered to pull the grapple block, and I still was like, I'm going to go the wrong way.
Happens to the best of us.
Yep.
Like I said, like we said before, Mercury Steam Percent has some really funny routing. Then it's not always intuitive if you run like vanilla categories more often than category extensions.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit different to get used to.
It's
haven't
just
run Mercury Steam Percent in a very long time.
just very slow backtracking, but very fun backtracking, I would say.
I would agree that it's fun. Especially
okay.
So if y'all got to see Jay do this, Jay's way better at this than I am. So like, go watch Jay run this game and run this category because they're better than me.
And they love this category a lot too. So highly recommend what Ed just said.
This way, right?
Yep. Simply straight down, all the way to the left.
Oh, missed the slide. Let's take the slide.
Funny enough, you actually avoid that slide in belly percent because there's this one thing called the item tutorial.
Yeah.
So in glitchless, you have to do the item tutorial right before a language says that a flashing area means a collectible is nearby. But in glitch categories, we try specifically for belly percent, we just try to avoid getting that item tutorial, which basically happens if Samus slides in a tunnel where there's a power-up nearby. It'll always trigger. But
If
not
the
relevant
room that
to
she's
that.
in is flashing,
Yeah,
and you slide through a one-block tunnel, it happens.
that would it triggers, and it takes like 6 seconds. All right. Well, speaking of, we finally meet Evil Green Time Waster. You know, he's not looking too particularly good. You know, so Samus is doing a quick doctor's checkup on him.
Checking his teeth
phase-
right now.
Yeah, you know, his teeth could use a bit of brush work. And
then
phase
I'm gonna
1's
check out
done.
that infected wound there.
Yeah,
I'll just go take a
really
look.
good. He's shooting like this blue, purple like themes out of it.
gonna-
Just not really sanitary.
I'm gonna get inside and see what I can do.
Well,
Oh,
I mean
sorry, Kraid.
that seemed like a successful operation. Don't worry about Kraid. Kraid is fine. You know,
Kraid's in the recovery room. It's fine.
Yeah, don't worry. He just left off screen. It's no big deal.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yep, but this is a very well popular Dev Intent sequence break, as a game rewards you for getting bombs for Kraid by having that bomb launcher, so Samus can just go in Kraid's belly and trivialize phase 2.
No Kraids were harmed. Exactly, our candy.
Yeah. As you know,
No time
Kraid
wasters
was-
were harmed in this run.
Kraid was simply being mistreated in ZDR, so Samus kind of felt bad for him and just kind
Had
of
to
wanted
give him some
help
medical
out.
checkups and then liberate him from the planet.
Yeah, throw him a bone. You know, Kraid deserves better. Justice for Kraid.
I agree. Kraid does deserve better. Justice for Kraid. It was too long between appearances.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah, the
that
last
guy.
appearance was Super Metroid, come to
Yeah.
think of it. And I know he appeared in like a few Smash stages, but that doesn't really count.
Well, most recent canonical appearance, right?
Yeah, after so long. Finally,
So back to
Kraid and
Verania.
Overly. Yep, so now we're gonna go through a bunch of familiar routing, just kind of like a repeat, except this time with Flash Shift, things go by a lot faster. Yep, and
Oh,
through
wrong way.
here, there are two different ways now to get through this area. You can go from the bottom or you can go from the top.
Oh,
I
jeez,
generally
Emmy!
I generally prefer the top. The top. Oh, nice. You can slide through. Yeah, normally I
I
prefer
can't go
the.
that way.
Ooh, that was close. That was close.
Yeah, that's probably
So
why you
you
prefer the top method, right?
Yeah, I prefer the leaving through the top exit because like you don't have to worry about the enemy showing up in the bottom. But the bottom route is fair game too, as long as you can avoid that spawn. Good parry though.
Thank you. I figured I had to
Alright.
get at least one, right?
Yeah.
I'm
Oh.
just not a golfer.
Hey, listen. Don't worry. We're gonna come back to this room one more time, and as the saying goes, third time's the charm.
Something like that. I'm definitely not golfing this morning, though. I don't know.
Oh wait, listen. We'll get there
struggling.
when we get there. All right. Don't
struggling.
worry. That hole will come back one more time later.
I'll get a bogey. It's fine. Or I'll just walk off the golf course. I'm just gonna throw my club in the air and just leave.
Man, you know what? Just at least go out with some dignity.
Throwing the club in the air and running away in a huff is not really dignified. Just gonna leave
Yeah,
and slam the door behind me. I don't want anybody
Yeah.
to talk to me about my golf.
All right, so now since we already cleared the underwater blobs earlier, we can simply just meander our way back down just like that and save a bit of time, and that's it. We're out of Brenia again.
The frequency of the load screens in this category is just a lot.
It is,
There's so many loads. Maybe MS% will be fast on Switch 2.
Maybe, yeah. All the load transitions. Mercury Steam Percent is super fun, but there are a lot of loads
There's a lot of loads.
in this route.
There's a lot
Just
of
because
loads.
it's just backtracking, rerouting to the same areas, and just having to take more transports.
Metroid 6,
Can't be
the
helped.
last Metroid. Is it just Samus, like, looking in the mirror? PTSD simulator. You just stand there and look in the mirror.
Alright, we've neglected killing Yellow Emmy for long enough, so now Ed's gonna do just that. Normally this
Yeah,
will happen a lot sooner in the run, but
I'm
you
tired
know,
of this
Mercury
guy.
Steam Percent is like Mercury seems like, you know what, let's have some fun with Yellow Emmy before we actually kill it.
Fun, yeah. Getting grabbed and killed like 4 times is very fun. In all seriousness, though, dodging Yellow Emmy in this category is super fun when you're actually able to do the rooms.
Indeed. Yep. And here is another central unit where Charlie just optimizes the fight, and it's dead.
I have noticed that.
Yeah.
Metroid
yeah,
does look
like-
like his plane. It's crazy.
Yeah. You know, Samus wants to design her suit off of her own ship. It's good style. Oh, sorry, not Samus. Metroid. Of course.
Metroid.
Samus is a very completely different character. You know, Metroid is the star of the show. That's why this series is called Metroid and not Samus.
Yeah. Obviously.
Metroid is such a cool character. You are correct.
One
love
day his
Metroid.
sister gets to be the protagonist. Me too.
You know, me too. Maybe we'll get a spin-off series called Samus. We'll pray for that.
I'd be ready for that. I would love it.
Alright, so now we've got a very core power-up in Metroid
Alright,
speedrunning.
genuinely, please remind me where the heck I'm going right now.
I mean, it's the same
Normal,
route
right?
to
Still gotta do QR?
Brania.
Okay, cool. I don't have to
So
open up
here-
any extra blocks or anything.
Nope. And here you can kind of see how smooth Speed Booster is in this game. You can slide through tunnels. You can wall kick. You can easily shine spark midair. It's just very clean.
I'm gonna do myself the favor and take that.
Yeah, that energy tank is optional if you're comfortable with a 2-tank run. I myself am a 3-tank person because it's very comfy and it doesn't lose that much time. picking that
Generally,
one
I'm a
up.
2-tanker myself, but I've already died enough times. I'm not trying to make y'all suffer.
Yeah, absolutely. Speed Booster in this game is just buttery smooth. It's the most fun I've ever had with Speed Booster.
The thing to kind of piggyback on that, Speed Booster looks so good in this game, and it feels even better. Like once you have like a good mastery of the Speed Booster and the Flash Shift, like in conjunction with each other, it's really unlike anything in any other game I've played. Like it is truly unique, and in my opinion, Speed Booster in Dread is what Speed Booster always should have been.
Exactly.
It's absolutely goated.
This is speaking of, this is where Ed gets to showcase some really good speed tech. And just like that, you can just climb clear through the ledge and just simply beeline all the way to the first robot fight. Who unfortunately killed Cryovope in the background, but you know, unfortunate. So through some boss manipulation, Sam just does 2 Shine Sparks and the robot's dead. In this game, the Speed Booster can do 50% or 100% of an enemy or boss's total health. So 1 or 2 Shine Sparks will do the trick.
And we out.
I believe this is the only game where Shine Spark is actually intended to damage bosses in any Metroid game.
I believe so
too.
as well. I believe that is correct.
I do know in the Super Metroid you can like Shine Spark Dragon and it actually can do enough damage to kill him.
True, yes. That is true.
But I don't know if that was actually intended behavior.
I think you have to short charge, right? For Dragon?
I don't know too
In the
much about
arena,
Super
I'm not
Metroid,
100% sure because yeah, same here. I'm not a Super Metroid knower. I don't have knowledge like that.
Okay, alright. So now we're done with Pyro, but now we're gonna take a little bit of a detour. Ed, you wanna go up actually?
Which way?
Up
I gotta go
here?
this way?
No, left. Up and left.
Oh yeah, that's right. This detour.
Yeah, so, you know, remember when I said that, we won't have to worry about cold hell runs because the next time we go to a cold room we have gravity suit? Well, I'm sorry, gamers, I kinda lied. You know, we'll have to do a little bit of a chilly, visit here, you know, no big deal.
Oh my goodness, I'm gonna mess it up.
Well, the good
Hold,
thing is,
please.
well, yep, you have enough time.
I'm gonna get some HP there.
Yep, let's get a bit of save. You can get to this room with less than with a tank list, but you know it is more ideal to.
Oh
have...
my goodness.
Oh no. Yeah, so this room's a little bit precise in how you want to wall jump with the speed keep, and dying there is rough because you spawn all the way back at the very
elevator.
beacon.
Yeah.
Back at the elevator. Yeah, there's no
I won't mess it up this time.
Yeah, this is pretty much you just kind of gotta do it. You know, you gotta just be confident that you can store the spark, drop down, regain the speed keep.
Yeah, I can. I swear. I swear I know what I'm doing. I swear I play this game. Don't worry, people. It's gonna be fine.
Ed is a certified gamer, so he got what it takes. There we go. That's all it takes.
Oops. I was trying to flash through it.
Unintentional energy put. It happens. But yeah, so this is another dev-intended sequence break by simply going through the code room. It is possible to get super missiles in Gavin a lot earlier than intended. Well, I wouldn't say a lot earlier. You'll get super missiles normally a little bit later in the run, but here is where we're just picking up supers.
One cycle drog is what? 2 super missiles and then
two super missiles per cycle. 2 supers bonk, 2 supers bonk. It takes exactly 10 supers to kill drog.
2 supers bonk, 2 supers bonk. I can remember that.
Yep. Yep. So this, as you've probably noticed, there's a lot of areas where you simply just go to the area just to pick up a single power up and then you just leave. That's a very pretty common in this game, and especially more common in Mercury Steam Percent since we normally don't do early super missiles in main categories. Just slow. And super missiles is great is that they do double damage compared to standard missiles. The problem is their fire rate is half as slow compared to standard missiles. So you don't get as much in terms of DPS, if at all.
But they sound good.
They sound good. You feel the weight as each super like hits something. You just get the bang.
Supers feel really heavy, really impactful. I really like them in terms of their design. I wish they were better. You know?
Yeah, I also like supers in Zero Mission too. They also leave a big bang and enemies get knocked away from walls
They're chunky.
if they're nearby.
In Fusion too, they're pretty chunky. They're pretty like boom,
boom.
Got a lot of weight. Okay, now.
Yep. So now, we're gonna try another one more hole in one. You know, as I'm saying, the show must go on. Drop. Oh, you're just getting some health back.
I just want some HP.
Yep. So you have to. No pressure. Yep. And just simply another reverse cold helmet, which is not as involved compared to the speed keep Ed had to do earlier. So no pressure there.
Nope.
Yep. So simply drop down. And now that yellow enemy is killed, we can simply just go left and simply just go through the vents that we normally couldn't go through. Once the enemy in a specific zone is dead, all the vents open, so Samus can use that to her advantage. Pretty
min items.
Cool min items.
Hey,
see, there you go.
It is.
What did I say? At third time's a charm. You are a certified golfer in this community.
I'll take a bogey. That's fine.
But yeah, normally we only go through that room 2 times, or in some unrestricted categories, just 1 time. Yeah. But here, this is what we do the most, just because funny routing.
Because funny routing, yes. Alright, so now it's Barenia 2 time. I love Barenia 2. I think it's awesome.
Yep, Barenia 2 is where you see a bunch of flash shift chaining and pretty
and or speed keeping.
And a pretty cool speed. Kind of depend on both to get to the next boss pretty quickly.
Yo, I have like no HP.
No pressure. Hold on.
Let's go.
Oh, we call this the true link of Barenia 2, where it just maintains speed keep all the way to this room here. It's amazing.
Gaming.
And not as easy to pull up, but definitely can be done through enough practice.
It's hard, but I recommend learning it. It's cool.
Yep. And here is another one final optimized speed keep, and just simply skip all of the grapple stuff there and just kill the idol. And we're coming up to our favorite underwater boss in the game. The only underwater boss in this game.
Thank goodness for that.
Okay, so normally it will take exactly 2 cycles to kill Drog, because Drog has a damage gauge, which basically prevents you from doing that much damage in the cycle. But with that, by dash meleeing into Drog and taking damage, you interrupt Drog's animation cycle to prevent the damage gauge from even happening. So Ed just kind of kills Drog and saves like 20 seconds versus having to do a 2 cycle. Yeah, this area is a little bit annoying because you have to do a precise grapple cancels to clear that height without getting hit by the 2 flying enemies there. And generally, if you mess up the first time, the cycles of the 2 flying enemies make it a lot harder to reattempt. But Ed thankfully did a good backup.
Yeah, the backup is just do it again.
and hope that those flying enemies are not in the way, because oftentimes if you don't get it the first time, they will be in your way.
As long as you wait for I've found personally that as long as the bottom one shoots, you can just do it. Just wait for the bottom one to shoot and then just do it again.
Interesting.
All right, and I know routing is different because I have supers. I don't remember exactly how.
So routing is fine. It's pretty normal at first. You can destroy the super missile cover right here first, but come back later. Yep. And now we're going to have another robot fight, but thankfully this time you can really go into the room with a Shine Spark and just attack. Yeah, as you can see right here, mind your health. As you can see, super missiles do have the fire speed, so it still takes roughly the same amount of time to kill the robot versus with regular missiles. But still, good fight regardless. So here, we're just going to be looping around a little bit here. So I have to just activate a few pillars and stuff like that. Lower the magnets to open the way later.
We have to play with all the gadgets.
Yep, so normally this is where we get super missiles, but we already have super missiles, so we can just not have to drop back down again.
Oh my goodness. I wasn't... My muscle memory was all thrown off because the door was already open.
Yep, so now we're back to where we came from, but now we can enter this area here. Let's see if Ed goes off. It is possible to do a damage boost off of that space whale, which is called Hecathon, so we got a Hecathon D boost, but, you know, unfortunately, I didn't get it there. But it can save a bit of time if you let the whale push you all the way to the right.
We now live in a world where I was able to get Berenia True Link, but not Hecathon boost. So it's just a sad world to exist in. I'm sorry to let everyone down.
Yeah, you can say it's pretty aw heck.
Aw heck. A thon.
Okay, alright, so Samus is going to enter what we call quarantine zone, just for our own personal reasons, of course.
She's got to go to the fridge to get the jelly out.
Yeah, the jelly's been preserved in ZDR for who knows how many years, and, you know, Samus says, you know what?
Long.
But then Sam's like, you know what, I'm not jelly about this, we gotta get the jelly out.
I missed the third flash there.
Yeah, I suppose the jelly has only been contained for probably less than a year, considering the events of the.
Oh, I've laid too many bombs.
Yeah.
What's up, babe? No, I am running.
And yeah, this is what.
Yeah,
this is yet again another area where you just simply pick up one, collect one, and leave. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
there are a lot more story implications that Sam is going to learn, as now the X have been reawakened, and, you know, leaving is not going to be without its consequences. Enough about that. The nice speed keep to kill the idol pretty quickly, and then battle the first Chosen Warrior. So this game, these Chosen Warriors are susceptible to uncharged beam shots, so through proper mashing, through either manual mashing or with a turbo controller, this fight can easily be cheesed just by simply just mashing beams. That's all you do.
Yeah, it's very nice. Like it's definitely a little bit of a double-edged sword that Mercury Steam allowed for uncharged beams to deal damage to bosses.
Yeah.
And not capping the fire rate, because there's not really a lot of good ways to even mitigate the long-term damage to your hands from pressing a button really fast. So that's why turbo is allowed, because I'm old and makes my hands hurt to mash. So it's
exactly. There's a lot of other things to improve on as a speedrun, but in terms of mashing, just get a turbo controller can just save your hands a lot of stress and wear.
A whole heck of a lot, I would say.
Very, very highly recommended if you're thinking about optimizing these fights. Well, also, very nice cutscenes.
Thank you.
Saved a lot of time there. Congratulations.
And now we're on to Glitch's Early Ice.
Yep. So in Glitch's categories, there's a very well-known speed keep trick known as Glitch's Early Ice. Normally, you will have to get spin boost to clear a whole section of water, but with a well-timed speed keep through a bunch of different rooms, it is possible to simply just skip through that specific water section with a well-timed speed keep. So right here, what Ed's gonna do is just gonna flash it all the way to the map room, store, keep jumping. Ooh,
and
no!
The ledge hop.
Ed was able to deal with the bad spawn of blue enemy hopping down, but unfortunately, grabbing onto that ledge just cancels the speed keep.
Just gonna do that since.
Yep. Yeah. So normally the optimal way is to simply store at the very top of the enemy room, get out of the enemy zone, and do a vertical shine spark across the shaft. But you know, sometimes you just gotta make a good backup, and Ed still got it.
Just got trolled by charge beam.
Yep, and now here with all subsequent central unit fights are trivialized simply because you can just Shine Spark and take away its armor, and then in this case just mash its head with plasma. Alright, so Ed's gonna do a very specific setup to kill Blue Emmy. The main reason why Ed had to destroy the charge beam door early is because Emmys cannot open charge beam doors, so you have to open it up for them, so the Blue Emmy can crawl through that door. And just like that, Blue Emmy is dead, and Samus gets her blue cucumbers.
The frozen cucumbers. They're freezer burnt.
Yep.
All right, so now
we're gonna do. Now we're gonna fight a specific boss called Gozuna a lot earlier than intended through
I need to pull the grapple block, right?
Yes.
Because incentive was met.
The incentive is met. Oh yeah. So after Gozuna, we're gonna diverge from the usual Mercury Steam route because we have the incentive met for this marathon. So we're gonna spice up the route even more than Mercury Steam already spiced up the general route. So here Ed's gonna attempt to speed keep here.
Oh no way! I'm going back for it. I don't care. I'm sorry.
I respect the dedication.
It's too cool not to show off.
There we go.
Sorry, team. Oh, I still missed it after all that. I'm so sorry. Oh,
yeah,
geez.
I guess in hindsight, you didn't need to pull the grapple block so you can always just do it later, but...
Hello?
You know, it with enough time, you can just speed keep through. You can Shine Spark through the entire tunnel there. Speaking of...
Oh, I didn't... Why did my bomb not lay? That was so weird.
Yep. And through here, this is another Dev sequence where basically, if you can Shine Spark through the tunnel there and basically get to Gozuna earlier without having to need skew attack. Oh, let's see. Here, Gozuna is a very easy boss if you can do the right Shine Spark methods, because Gozuna can just die in 2 Shine Spark hits right here. And looks like he got both Shine Sparks. And normally Gozuna will take a lot longer because it takes a lot of missiles in its weak point to kill it. But with 2 Shine Sparks, you save a lot of time. But obviously there's a lot of pressure. If you don't get the Shine Sparks, the fight just takes a lot longer and you're at more risk of dying. So you just kind of gotta practice.
Yeah, it's a lot harder.
Yep, so I wouldn't recommend. You can either you get it perfectly or you lose at least 10 seconds of time, and that's best case scenario. Okay, well, with Gozuna gone and Samus getting some cross bomb to spice up her bomb privilege. Normally we'd go to green teleport to get early gravity, but we have to take a detour to Frenia first and pick up some power-ups that usually collect towards the end of the game rather than the beginning.
Yeah. Say that one more time. The delivery driver was there, but also put something in the wrong spot.
And as we head over to Frenia, if we got any donations to be read, now would be a good time.
Yet again, we do not have any new donations right now. So anyone that is looking to help contribute towards Pixels for People, raising money for Child's Play charity, there's a link in the chat there to the
oh my god,
donation site. We do still have some incentives that are coming up. We have Mega Man 2 randomizer use a secret character that's coming up in about 7 hours or so.
I'm gonna unmute my mic just so you know.
We also have Super Metroid Save or Kill the Animals bid war that is going on right now, which currently has Save leading with $505 and Kill with $20.
Save the animals. Alright, anyway, so right here we can get Space Jump early by doing what we call a Cross Bomb Shine Spark. So normally with regular bombs, you have to do this very complex setup of having to keep on coyoteing, morph ball, bombing those 3 bomb blocks individually. But with cross bombs and a Shine Spark, this post section is not that bad at all, and
get to
Ed
just get
gets
space
space jump
jump.
early. Exactly. Now Samus can just jump to her heart's content. Although obviously underwater it's a little bit more finicky, but you know, she can still maintain her vertical positioning. All right, so now with space jump, now the next order of business
Oh,
is to
I can't go
kill.
that way. I have to go this
No,
way?
you cannot. Yep,
Okay.
because you didn't open that door. That's just a necessary thing
Right.
you have
It's
to do.
just... I couldn't remember if I needed to actually go through this room
Yeah.
or not.
Yep,
It's been
so-
so long since playing this game the intended way.
So this is actually the funny. This incentive is kind of made just because this is what we call the intended route. Like most casual players will go through this without gravity or screw attack. So this room with the rooms with purple Emmy are a little bit. Oh, nice parry though. So this room is a little bit usually in speedrunning categories. You have like you have a gravity suit and screw attack to kind of go through this area pretty effortlessly, but here you're a lot more limited. That's the game. It's intended for you to go through purple Emmy zones with limited accessibility, so it makes traversal a lot more difficult and more intimidating with purple Emmy being able to spot you across walls. So you just kind of gotta. This game really rewards you for understanding how to use grapple beam and magnets to your advantage to not have to wander through the water inefficiently. Okay, and we're coming up on the next boss here, SQ, which has storm missiles, but so normally this fight is pretty hard because SQ tends to stay invulnerable at times when it has its shield out, but with Shine Spark, you deal 50% of damage to SQ, and the rest of the damage can be dealt with through some well-timed Plasma Ice Missile Charlie. So I think one more cycle here. There you go, and just like the SQ is down, and because SQ is an X creature, you have to kill the core X to get its ability.
You know, I feel really good about messing around in Boss Rush the other day. I got a lot better at this fight. So
Yeah,
it paid off.
in Boss Rush, you are stuck in the arena, so you cannot short store a shot swap. So you have to kill SQ the full intended way, like all of its health, and it takes a
Alright,
couple
so
of
now
cycles too.
I'm going back to green TP, right?
Yep, you have to go
Okay.
with green TP, which means your time in Ferenia is done.
I just want
And
to
this
make
also
sure I
means-
was routing correctly, that's all.
Yep, and this also means you're gonna be fighting the Ferenia bots a lot earlier too,
True.
just because they're in the way. Another cool speed keep that you can do here. Yep, so normally this all happens towards end game, and then after you get Storm and Space, you kill
Sure.
you kill Purple Emmy, but we can't kill Purple Emmy just yet, so we'll save that for a little bit later. But first we're gonna leave Ferenia and have to deal with these bots in the meantime. But with Shine Spark and Plasma Beam being able to shred through bots uncharged makes the remaining bots in the game a lot more trivial. Okay, and there's one speed keep Ed can do here. Funny enough, this is actually a speed keep you can do in a variant of any percent glitches where we like to call F1, where we
One trip for Enya. We do everything all at once.
do one trip Hanubia technically.
Well, it's both, honestly, because
Well-
when you go to Ferenia, you get space, you get storms, you get wave, and then you leave. And then when you go to Hanubia, you get power bombs, kill the Chozo, and you're just on the way out.
This is true, yeah. But yeah, normally in that route we also leave back to Gavin through that exact same speed keep, which is really cool to do.
It's the only reason I was able to nail that.
Practice makes perfect, what can I say?
Yeah.
Yep, and we can do another speed keep here to get through this whole part of the tunnel here.
Oh, I messed it up. Oh my goodness, I jumped too early. I got excited.
No big deal. Yep.
Sorry.
So
team.
now we're finally gonna do what we normally would have done in standard Mercury Steam Ascent sooner and get to Green Teleporter to get to Berenia. just like that, there's another dev intent sequence break, which is commonly used in most categories, just because getting early gravity is
It's just
the
good.
best way to save time. Because normally to get to gravity, you have to wade through most of Lower Brenia, and there's a lot of underwater sections that just takes so much time, no matter how fast you are. So we're gonna skip most of that and just take a little bit of a backdoor to get to gravity suit.
Shoutouts min items. Honestly, it's the only category that does Lower Berenia, and now that I've learned Lower Berenia fast, Lower Berenia fast is really fun. It's hard, but it's fun.
It's hard, and it's considerably slow, but it is doable, and it's interesting. But we like to go fast in this category, so we're not gonna do any Lower Brenia shenanigans.
We are not.
Yep. So this is early gravity is a very well-known speed keep here. It can be easy to mess up, but the setup is always generally consistent. Just store shine sparks, and that's it. And you get to the room right before gravity. You just have to cause some more property damage, but Samus is not liable for any of that.
Property damage is like Samus' specialty, honestly.
Yeah. She's
I just go straight to Frozen right after this.
Yep. Pretty much so. Just like standard, any percent glitchless.
Yeah.
Yeah, come to think of it, Samus has destroyed plenty of a fair share of planets and facilities and what have you.
It's like 3 planets,
This is
I
on
think, including
3.
ZDR.
Yeah, there were ZDR, SR388,
And
Zebes.
Yep.
And I mean, she also destroyed Phase, but for the greater good.
Yeah, but that was like a living meteor, though.
I get. I'm like, it's a living planet.
It was really a planet.
It's like Ego from Marvel. He is a living planet, and Ego
Sure.
dies.
I believe you.
All right. Well, now Samus has a gravity suit and is going to have a very chilly reception when she gets back to Altaria.
It's true.
Which, funny enough, so fun trivia, if you somehow manage to get to Frozen Altaria with just Various Suit, you won't take any damage because of the game does not expect you to get to Frozen Altaria without Gravity Suit.
I
So
failed
that's
that
the whole
skip boss.
Yeah, that cutscene skip boss. That cutscene skip is not as intuitive, but There we go. So I'm gonna do a Shine Spark here because we want to cheese through phase 1 of Red Chosen, which is very important because all subsequent Chosens will have shields, which means that if you don't destroy the shield early on, it'll be a little bit annoying to deal with. So, but very good fight. Simple parry, and also, as I'll explain a little bit later, you want to not flash shift out of this room because Ed is going to come back to this room a little bit later because of some Mercury Steam routing. And if you flash shift out of a boss room after you defeat the boss, if you come back to that room, you still get a slow load time for whatever reason. So you want to not flash shift. So when Samus goes back into the room, the room immediately loads and you don't have to wait. Yep, and Frozen Altaria here is pretty well known for all like the speed keeps and flash chains that you can do, and that can really optimize you getting through this area pretty quickly.
I missed.
Just the precise movement is all. Alright, so normally this would be a straight shot out of Frozen Altaria, but we have one final, actually not the last one, but we have another significant sequence break coming up. So normally we have to take care of Frozen Altaria and Catalyst by killing the boss Z57, but to get Screw Attack, but it is possible to get Screw Attack in Frozen Altaria right now through a series of hidden tunnels, and Samus can just kind of deal with all the frozen hazards and just kind of make her way to where Screw Attack is. I see you want to do the full speed keep through the tunnel.
It's this way, right?
Actually, no. Actually, go back down. So the reason why it is optimal to destroy the blob because it's faster to come down from the bottom way than have to go through all that. There's a Goliath and another Hecathon. there to make it a little bit more annoying. So, and also you don't have any jump upgrades, so definitely going through that path is a lot faster. Yeah, so wait, no. I'm wrong. You do have space jump because we're doing the incentive route. Normally, you would go through this entire area without any jump upgrades.
Yeah, you'd be jumpless.
Yeah, but this time it is an exception, so space jump does make things a little bit easier too. Yep, so we're back to the second room of Frozen Ontario. We got Screw Attack, and unfortunately, there was no faster way to do this. We have to backtrack. We have to do the exact same route we did at the very beginning and get back to where we came from. But with Screw Attack, it makes some of the enemies much less of an issue since Screw Attack will just insta-kill them. So here, Ed's just gonna drop down here and no room load because he didn't flash shift out of this room earlier, so that's good.
I get a chance to redeem myself.
Yeah. What we love about this game, this is a speed boost for Central. There's a lot of different places where it is pretty ideal to do speed keeps and shine sparks.
I'll do this one for funsies. Ooh,
Yeah.
maybe not. Space jump
Yeah,
makes
so
it weird.
Yep. Like I said, we're not used to doing space jump in Mercury Steam % this early. But you know, incentive calls for some fun things to happen. Oh, you know what that means? So even though I don't think this is faster, it might help you. Space jump could be beneficial with Z57 with
True.
the appendages, if you want to do that though. Yep. So normally that speed keep there wouldn't be possible if you don't have any jump upgrades. You have to like maneuver that room a little bit differently. But with space jump, you can kind of like clear any ledge and height.
Yeah, space jump's interesting because like it modifies your base jump a little bit, so like it feels different to do speed keeps and jumps and stuff like that because your initial jump is like, I don't know if it like you accelerate faster with space jump or it's higher or it's floatier. There's something different about it.
It feels floaty. Samus will naturally jump higher if you hold B. So you have to be very careful with how you B press.
Yeah.
If you want to have precise jump heights. Yep, so down through here, we're just gonna weave through, kill the idol, and then we're gonna deal with the boss that's the source of the planet getting frozen, Z57, which is personally one of my favorite bosses in the Metroid franchise. It is just really well designed, and it's a very fun, difficult late game boss, like pretty much test with everything that you have. The only thing that kind of sucks about Z57 is when it does the claw attack in the background, because when it does that attack, its head is in the background, which means until the attack finishes, you cannot damage Z57, so that's just free time loss. But you can't do anything about it. So with those appendages, Z57 heals itself, but by using storm missiles, you can just kill all of them in one fell swoop, as the game expects you to. And normally we don't have storm missiles this early on too. So here we're gonna do a very simple speed keep when Z57 is doing its flappy protect. Ooh, and you got the cinematic up spark. You love to see it.
Oh, am I supposed to go the other way?
Actually yes. So actually go back down the way you came from. So normally in the other glitchless categories, we go back that way through blue teleport to get to our target to get screw attacks, but we already have screw attack, so we don't need to do that. Instead, we're just gonna take a beeline to orange teleporter in Gav. Also, very funny speed keep where Sam just kind of like rides the slope at the top there.
Which with space jump you really don't have to do. It's just
Yeah,
cool.
but it's cool. Oh. Yeah. You can also do an extended speed keep through all of these rooms, but it's
because you get to
pretty
shine
tight.
spark down this tunnel, which is really cool.
Yeah. Actually, I think optimally you want to speed keep through the tunnel, not shine spark. Just kind of ride through. You just bounce around all over the place. Nice speed,
I didn't
nice.
need the store there.
But it's cool. Yep, and Orange TP, like I said before, no Orange TP, it is possible to get early post radar, but we're not even gonna get post radar
No.
now because it's completely useless for us. Yeah, Ed's a bit of a show off when you say Charlotte.
This game has a lot of cool stuff to show. There's so much cool stuff
Exactly.
in this game, and then
Why
after
wouldn't
this,
why
you're gonna see
wouldn't you,
Arcandy break this game into pieces. Like,
yeah, why wouldn't you show off in a marathon? Right, pixels for people, pixels for everything, really. Pixels to go fast. And be cool about it.
I'm still bummed that I missed that one at the end.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're back. We're heading to Hanubia, right?
Yeah, we are heading to Hanubia,
To cap this
which
off.
only, yep, and only temporarily though, because we still need
we still
one
need
more
wave
thing. We still need to pay. We still need to put Purple Emmy out of its misery. Correct. Yep, and as a reminder, yeah,
I could have just.
space jump, but you know. Yep, and there we go.
Oh, jeez.
Almost getting that speed, maintaining that speed keep through the screw blocks in the tunnel is very hard, but it's possible.
Yeah, I got my height capped by the screw attack blocks because screw attack blocks are very functional in this game. If you morph too early, you'll actually bonk.
Yeah, you just kind of have to jumps, kill the screw blocks, but then immediately morph.
It's very strange.
Yeah, I think you said you only got it one time before.
I've done it once, literally one time. It's very hard.
Alright, so this Hanubia trip is going to be pretty brief as we just simply need to get back to Ferenia and pick up Wave Beam.
Oh.
Yeah, I love those guys. So, in non-glitches category, you can do a double turnaround slide to pseudo that grapple block from the opposite side, but this is glitches, so we gotta take the slow scenic route.
Gotta take the scenic route through the little morph ball maze.
Yep. So this will be a little bit interesting too, because in this is where we normally get space and storm missiles, but because of the incentive, we already did that. So we need to do is kill Purple Emmy and leave. It's just another one example. Go to one area, get
the
thing,
power up,
leave thing, get thing and leave. Which is funny because this is actually how you play it in the intended route. You already have storm and screw attack, so you just beeline to Purple Emmy.
Well, usually, you know, as a casual player, you're gonna get lost in Ferenia a little bit first.
Yep.
See, I almost just did it. I couldn't.
Yeah, you fell down because your muscle memory said, "Hey, I gotta go and get storm missiles." But wait, I don't need to do that, so I'm just gonna skip all of that buzz and just get to Purple as fast as we can. And you can see right there, having cross bombs is a godsend when you have to destroy multiple bomb blocks at a time.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Alright. So as you can see here, with gravity, you just kind of breeze through this area really fast as a game kind of wants to reward you. Hey, congratulations, you're pretty powerful, so now we're just gonna let you show what you couldn't do before, and now you can do.
Water? What water?
What are you doing? Okay, so Ed's gonna do a very optimized purple kill, which there are a few different ways you can kill Purple Emmy. There's actually one funny exploit you can do when you can stop the water from draining by shooting that button 2 times, but it is very slow because it makes Purple Emmy move slow in the water too. So what Ed's gonna do here, he's just gonna camp in the corner right here, wait for Purple Emmy to crawl through the vent, and just simply have good aiming and shoot Purple Emmy so its faceplate can get destroyed when it reaches to the ledge. Nice, and with faceplate destroyed, all Ed needs to do is just slide under, go to this platform here, and kill Purple Emmy. So that's it. That's all you gotta do. Just shoot him.
Simply shoot the Emmy in the face.
Yeah, I believe that you can't miss any more than 4 shots for that to work.
Yeah, I believe it's 4 shots. And as long as there's a visual cue that you can use as well to know whether or not you can plant for the faceplate break. As long as the main faceplate is fully heated by the time the Emmy's foot touches the corner, you're good to go.
Yep. And if you miss too many shots, you can still recover by just simply doing a neutral jump and spin far over the Purple Emmy and then start shooting it from the opposite direction.
Yeah.
It's not as ideal, but it does save you from having to lose the attempt.
Yeah, the jump over is a nice safe strat as well.
Yeah. Okay, now we are completely done with Frenia. Samus is one or technically 2 power-ups away from becoming the ultimate hunter.
The greatest
we have
Metroid.
Yep, but she's missing one thing in Hanubia, which she's gonna do real quickly, and
Yeah, we're just
figure
gonna
out a
get
lot.
that real quick.
Yeah, and then she's gonna figure out a lot about herself, like a lot
Yeah.
about herself. So yeah, the whole gist is the fact that killing each Emmy is a big chore. You saw how Purple Emmy is very obnoxious, but you see this last Emmy, the red Emmy that has a power bomb, is the most powerful Emmy, and Samus in a cutscene just obliterates red Emmy. You see it in the background there. Samus fights another Chozo X warrior instead. Which also, this room has very funny frame issues because I'm guessing it's because this fight takes place in an Emmy zone.
And the alarm is on, and the Emmy's
And the alarm is on.
There's a whole bunch of stuff happening.
The atmosphere is great. So I like that the alarm really adds to the factor that a lot of stuff's happening.
Yeah.
But like
a lot of stuff going on.
you can feel the frame rate being affected by it as you fight this boss.
It was worse in the 1.0 version of the game for sure. It
I
definitely
remember
got
that
optimized
it was
a little bit.
Yeah, I remember how slow it was back in this game.
Oh, and welcome to all the raiders as well.
Yeah, welcome NSG Marathon Raiders. Alright, and now, yep, Samus now has one of the most powerful power-ups in the entire franchise, really. Power bombs are just a whole screen nuke.
They're so good.
And in this game, you have to take a bit to charge it, but the explosion is just so powerful you can actually carry it across from one room to the other if you time it correctly, like that.
Get scammed? No scam.
You did not get power bomb scam. So, fun fact about those robots down below: if you destroy those robots with power bombs, you will not get any power bomb drops from them. So you have to destroy them through standard means.
Got penthouse keep, feels good.
Yep, that's a good speed keep just to get up here. There was before the final boss. There was one final Chozo warrior that Samus secured, the most powerful of them all, but still very manageable. By doing storm blocks in between shield cycles, you can optimize the damage and you can avoid the Chozo from using a shield bash attack, which is a little bit slow. Yep, and that's that. It's a very hard boss for casual players, just because it has a lot of health. It does a lot of damage, and if I remember correctly, it does more damage if you have more energy tanks too.
Yeah, it does proportional damage. So like if you have all the energy tanks in the game, like every attack from that guy takes out like 4 E-tanks. It's wild.
Right, you can just go on willy-nilly and keep getting hit because you will lose a lot of energy.
Yeah, like in like 100%, for example, like the gold Chozo, you can't just like tank hits on the gold Chozo. But on Ravenbeak, when you have 100%, like all those energy tanks and stuff, you can just eat every single attack
Yeah,
that Ravenbeak
because
throws at you.
funny enough,
Ravenbeak
does not have that feature. Ravenbeak will always do the same amount of damage no matter what you have, which is I find very interesting that they did it for the Go Chozo but not for Ravenbeak. I guess it just shows how powerful the X are.
That's true. I hadn't thought about it that way.
Because X are notably ridiculously strong whenever they corrupt the host.
Well, because they improve upon the host. They make them stronger and smarter and faster and all that stuff.
Yep. And speaking of, you see, Ravenbeak is
A jerk.
and Samus are biologically related, and Samus like, hey, you haven't paid me child support. I need to go deal with that. Okay, so right here is what we like to call goat skip. Basically, with two storm locks, you can immediately shred Ravenbeak phase 1 before it does anything. And you can also, with a flash shift time, you can do extra damage before Ravenbeak shifts to phase 2.
Yep. Lore misinformation. They're not biologically related. Samus just has some of his DNA.
Yeah, that is. I mean, technically, that means that they are still related in that way.
It means they share a species, kind of.
Yeah, like the Mocking DNA. Yeah.
I missed too many missiles, so I had to mash.
Yep. No worries there. So normally those suns will give a lot of players grief in their playthrough, but they just died to single power bomb.
Third attack,
and also,
we take those.
So what we didn't explain before is that generally we try to avoid boss parry cinematics because Samus will do reduced damage to the bosses, but this is the exception where Samus will do the same amount of damage as she would otherwise. So if you get that parry early on in phase 3, you want to take it.
Yeah, it also increases Samus's ice missile fire rate.
Yeah, Samus just mashes through ice missiles way faster than usual.
Yeah, for some reason it like bypasses the cooldown or something. I'm not really sure how it works, but it's pretty neat.
Yeah.
It's one of the few times just spamming ice missiles is actually good.
Indeed. Alright, so now we're pretty much in the final stretch here, and it's a pretty much a walk in the park. So you see Ravenbeak and the X kind of merged together, much to Ravenbeak's chagrin. But, Samus is now has what we call the Hyper Beam, because she drained the Ravenbeak and now has awakened her full Metroid powers and just basically obliterates Ravenbeak X and killing Ravenbeak for good, destroying any and all traces of it.
So we have a question that we always ask during Escape, during events and marathons and stuff. Chat, Carter, everybody else, Manny, what do you think Hyper Beam tastes like?
Well,
fruit punch.
Ooh.
Fruit punch is good. I always thought something like raspberry and all that just because of how magenta it looks, but fruit punch works too, I'd say.
I'm a black cherry guy myself.
Do you guys mind if I just step in for a very quick donation here?
Please feel free.
While we're doing this.
Go ahead.
All right, I have a $50 donation from Felonix that just says, as the comment, Carter one sip, and they donated that towards the incentive for Mega Man 2 randomizer using the secret character, which means that incentive has now been met.
Nice. You love to hear that. Congrats. Yep, and Ed's gonna do one monkey keep. Oh, but he's gonna. Oh, but he's still holding on to it.
We went for the take 2.
So close. Hey, props to you for maintaining the speed keep, at least to make it up that far.
I don't know.
Gotta go for it.
There. Yep.
Yep, and one final speed keep to close off the game, as the game ends right about now.
Time. Not a bad time.
Not a bad
everything.
time. Everything, the incentive, route change,
Yeah.
So, all in all, good time. Congratulations. And I think, even with this is a PB for you. I think your PB was like 139, so.
That's probably accurate. So. Well, thanks for having us to feature Mercury Steam Percent. Metroid Dread.
Thank you for being able to fill in the slot so quickly. And is there any shout-outs you'd like to make before we go back to intermission?
The biggest shout-out in the world to Jay. I know they had to drop out of the run, and I know that they were not happy to have done that. So, giant, massive, huge shout-outs to Jay. If you have not seen Jay run this game, go see Jay run this game. They're very good at this game. Shout-outs to Pixels for People, an excellent event that you should all go donate to. And shout outs to Manny for being awesome and co-commentating and carrying the brunt of this commentary and helping me get through the route. And,
no problem.
And also thanks, Carter, for hosting. Shout outs to you as well.
Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Well, thank you. All right, then. We're going to be heading back to intermission, and we will be getting some more Metroid Dread. If you thought that we were going fast before, just wait until you get to see Arcandy absolutely destroy this game in the next category here.